Now we will going to learn how you can apply formulas. For example, if I would like to add multiple values together in a single place, I can simply come down here, and there are three possible ways that I can write these formulas, or maybe four. I'll show you all possibilities. One is that I start my formula by adding all the components together. One basic rule in writing formulas in Microsoft Excel is that you start a formula always with an equals, otherwise it thinks it is not a formula, rather a value to be displayed. So the first thing that you do is you put equals. Now as soon as you're typing the items in the cell, at the same time they appear in the formula bar. So if the formula is long, you can actually use a formula bar to type it as well. Now in Excel you always bring values by cell locations. You never type the values, so that if the value ever changes, you don't have to go around changing everywhere that value is used. So it automatically applies them. So the cell location for the $3 is E3. Now I'll say E3. The moment I do that, the E3 gets selected. Then I can say plus E4 plus E5. Now that's a very long way of doing formula, because I have all of these cells. I'm not going to sit there and do plus, but just to show you that it really works, the answer should be 14, which is 3 plus 4 plus 7. So as soon as I press enter, it is 14, and it automatically carries the format. And one of the things that's good about formulas is, for example, for any reason this 3 actually becomes a 7. So there's an increase of 4, right? So this should actually become 18 right away. So that's the beauty of doing formulas. So I'm going to change it back to 3. Now, the other way to do the formula is that Excel has built-in functions, and one of the built-in functions is sum. And you can put parentheses whenever you write a name of a function followed by parentheses. Now this is where you can put the starting cell. Either you can hard code it like E3, that's my starting cell, okay, that's one way to do that, or you can simply click on the starting cell. Now to put the ending cell, or from start to an end, there are two ways of doing it. Either you put a colon, followed by the colon you put E and the destination cell, which is 13. So it will select everybody from E3 through E13. There is an easier approach. You simply put E3 by clicking on it. So I'll try again all the way from the beginning. So I wrote sum and I wrote the parentheses. I click on E3. Then I press and hold the shift on the keyboard and I click on E13. So automatically it selects everybody and also applies the colon operator, which is a range operator. All I now need to do is put the closing parentheses, and you can see that in the formula bar as well, what I'm typing. And then as soon as I press enter, it just adds them all together. Now, there is another approach here, which is that you select all the values that need to be added, and on the Home tab, in the editing group, there is an AutoSum. If you click on the AutoSum option, it simply adds all these values together, and you would not have to write a single formula for summing a bunch of values. And here you go, you get the same output. Now there's even an easier approach, and that easier approach is that if you have a bunch of values that you want to add, you go in the cell which is right after the last value. It could be in a row, it could be in a column, doesn't really matter. Then you simply click on AutoSum. So AutoSum is intelligent enough to select all the values which are right above that if it's a column, or to the left of it if it's a row, and it automatically stops as soon as it hits the first non-number value, which is the word price. And then as soon as you press enter, it will going to give you the same sum as we have been calculating. So this is the beauty of doing AutoSum. Now since we are here, let's say none of these items actually require to be summed. So if these items are not going to be summed, which is part number and part code, but they do have the total formatting to them. So I can simply remove the total formatting by going to the styles and pick normal. So as soon as I pick normal, that styling vanishes from those cells. Similarly for purchase date, I could do the same. I can select these two in a sequence, and I can press and hold the control key, and I can click on the date one. This allows me to select these three cells. And now I can go under Excel styles and choose normal, and all three of them become the normal style. Hope you would enjoy this tutorial. Catch you in the next